Skillman, I believe we're going to see him get caught here reaching around trying to get the basketball. They put all kinds of pressure on Roy Jones, the Austin native for the Aggies. Finally gets the ball away to Reggie Roberts. Roberts turns around, and Skillman bangs into him. There's the foul.
Number 5 against Arkansas here in the first half. Back to the live action. 8 minutes, 40 seconds remaining to play in the first half, with Arkansas up by a score of 18-10. These are the two hottest teams in the Southwest Conference. Good pass from Reggie Roberts to Bruce Sutter, but Hastings gets it back. U.S. Reed on the front end, and Reggie Roberts with great pursuit. Spellman gets it for Arkansas, but a great job defensively by Reggie Roberts, even though Spellman comes up with a hook. Hey, things are getting pretty tough under the bucket now.
They certainly are, and we saw Ren Wright back away. He didn't want to get into foul trouble. Now, that could cause the Aggies some problems, as he stayed away from the bucket that time rather than risk a foul. He already had 2.
Wright with a power rebound, saved the ball, but only for Scott Hastings. Vernon Smith, the leading Aggie scorer of all time, has not scored a point so far in the ball game. Tony Brown missing, and Vernon Smith rebounds it. Aggies down 20-10. Traveling call. Wait a minute, no, we've got a foul call. Greg Spellman, his second, number 6 against Arkansas.
These two teams are whipping up and down the court like there is no tomorrow. Reggie Roberts going up, feeds off to Ren Wright. Inside, you can see Spellman pushing with his left arm. That's the foul. Back to live action, and there comes Darrell Walker into the ballgame. You saw Eddie Sutton talking to him.
16 fouls against Arkansas. The Aggies have been whistled 8 times. Vernon Smith has failed to score. Claude Riley has failed to score. Reggie Roberts has failed to score. And Milton Woodley has failed to score. 4 buckets by Ren Wright, 1 by Roy Jones. All of the Aggies scoring thus far with 7.5 minutes to go. Vernon Smith gets his first hit. The 6'8" senior from Dallas Carter High School. It's 20-12. Arkansas by 8. 7.5 minutes to go. Darrell Walker to Tony Brown. To Scott Hastings. Well, a lot of people think that these two teams might be the two who will meet in the finals of the postseason classic in San Antonio on March the 7th. And that means no disrespect to the University of Houston, the team that is currently tied with the lead for Arkansas. But the Aggies are on a roll, having won 4 in a row. Peterson, he travels.
Well, now we have a little fight going on the court right now. Reggie Roberts and Darrell Walker upset one another, and that started some tempers flaring.
Scott Hastings back away. We don't have the picture of Scott. He's the one who really got hot. Now it's Vernon Smith and Darrell Walker into it. Well, we've got a little bit of problem now. Barry Davis out there trying to separate things. The coaches are out there.
What will happen as we take a look at the start of the fight, Reggie Roberts and Darrell Walker really got into it under the boards. They were a little upset with one another. As we take another look at it, inside, everybody battling for the basketball. And then right out of the picture, I believe, you can't see it, there it is, where Reggie Roberts pushed Darrell Walker, and then Walker came back at him, and there we had some problems.
There are the 3 officials. Now, these are the guys with the real problem right now. Joe Belmont of Golden, Colorado, Bobby Divler and Moose Dubing of El Paso. Right now, our score is 20-12, Arkansas, with 7:06 remaining to play.
You hate to see this kind of thing, a ball game. We had such a great game going on. Of course, Arkansas leads by the score of 20-12, playing hot and heavy, going back and forth, playing good basketball. And then, of course, tempers flare. And what has been a great ball game is getting a little sour at this point.
We were talking about that postseason tournament in San Antonio, while temper. Now we get a shake of the hands from Reggie Roberts and Darrell Walker. The first round of that tournament will be played on February actually will be on March the 2nd, a Tuesday, when the 9th place team will visit the 4th place team in the conference. The 8th place team will visit the 5th place team, and the 7th place team will visit the 6th place team. The teams that win those 3 games will then join the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place teams in San Antonio for the quarterfinals on Thursday night, March the 5th, the semifinals on Friday night, March the 6th, and the finals on Saturday night, March the 7th. And right here on Metro Sports, we will have the telecast of that championship game on Saturday night, March the 7th.
Well, there was a good reaction from the crowd as Reggie Roberts, the A&M guard, walked over and shook hands with Darrell Walker of Arkansas, walked over to the Arkansas bench. The two shook hands, and the crowd really loved that show of sportsmanship, and the foul was called on who, Dad?
Reggie Roberts of A&M drawing his second. He becomes the fourth A&M player now with 2 fouls. Vernon Smith, Quinn Wright, Reggie Roberts, and Milton Woodley all have 2 fouls. It's 20-12, Arkansas. Well, let's see. A&M now has Jay McHugh, number 21, in the ball game, as Roberts is apparently going to sit down for a while. Arkansas is going to put back in Scott Hastings, U.S. Reed, Keith Peterson, Tony Brown, and Mike Young. They're starting 5. A&M has in Roy Jones, Milton Woodley, Jay McHugh, Quinn Wright, and Vernon Smith. All right, here we go. After about a 4-minute delay, we're ready to resume action with Arkansas leading 20-12.
At this point in the contest, A&M has hit 6 of 13 from the floor for 46%. Arkansas, 9 of 16 from the floor, 56%. So the Razorbacks getting those percentage shots.
I think what Eddie Sutton is wondering about now, the foul was called on Texas A&M's Reggie Roberts, and he's wondering about possession of the ball being given to Texas A&M. I believe that's what he's questioning right now. He's figuring that if the foul was on Texas A&M, that Arkansas should either have the ball or be shooting at the free throw line. We may go back to center court and jump it. I'm not sure. Bobby Deibler is over talking to Shelby Metcalf. But I have to feel that's what the discussion is about, because the foul would normally have sent Arkansas to the line to shoot the 1-and-1.
As they discuss it, how many years now has Arkansas won 20 in a row? Is it 5? Is that correct?
Let's see, Steve. Yeah, this would be Eddie Sutton's 5th straight 20-win season if the Razorbacks go on to win 2 more. And no other Southwest Conference coach has ever won more than 3 20-game seasons in a row before. All right, now they've got it reversed. Arkansas will throw the ball in on the side. No free throw, but instead the ball given to Arkansas. Scott Hastings will throw the ball in to U.S. Reed. 2-2-1 zone press by the Aggies. Arkansas has 20 to go. Boy, this crowd is really getting with it.
Well, I think that last couple of minutes where we saw a little extracurricular activity has fired up this crowd, and that time U.S. Reed threw the ball a little too far out of bounds. The crowd loved it.
Vernon Smith partially blocked by Hastings, rebounded by Keith Peterson. Razorbacks lead it 20-12, 6:44 to play first half. Razorbacks tied for the conference lead with Houston. A&M trying to battle their way up the standings with a 4-game winning streak. They're 5-7 in the Southwest Conference right now. Hastings guarded from behind by Vernon Smith. Going to the hook. Rebounded by U.S. Reed, the 6'2 guard. Reed, a former postman in high school, showed you that he can sky. 38-inch vertical jump, best on the Arkansas team.
Reed averaging about 4 rebounds in contest. He can lead. He's only 6'4".
22-12 Arkansas. This is Jay McHugh, a good outside shooter. Quinn Wright. Wouldn't go. Mike Young with a rebound. Aggies just not having any luck at getting the ball down. Razorbacks up by 10. They beat A&M by 5, 52-47 in their first game in Fayetteville. U.S. Reed. Mike Young. Hastings. Player control foul on Hastings, his first. What are we going to be doing at halftime? Who did you talk to at halftime?
I talked to Dr. Shelby Metcalf, the Dean of Southwest Conference basketball coaches. Talk about the postseason tournament. He's always liked the tournament. He explains why.
And chat also with Marvin Tate, the athletic director here at Texas A&M. We talked about the postseason tournament and about National Signing Day as far as college football players are concerned tomorrow. 22-12, Arkansas up by 10. In case you joined us, our game was marred by about a 30-second brawl that held the game up for about 4 minutes. Ren Wright at the free throw line.
And here's where he's had his troubles this year. 60% free throw shooter this year, 41 of 68. Pretty good front throw.
Ren Wright has 9 of Texas A&M, 13 points. The other 4 scored by Vernon Smith and Roy Jones. It is 22 to 13 still as Keith Peterson grabs the rebound. Razorbacks of Arkansas battling with Houston for the conference championship. Most observers figure if either of those teams can come in here and defeat Texas A&M, that might determine who wins the championship. Right now, Arkansas is up. Blocked by Ren Wright, but the basket is going to be counted on a goaltending call.
Your opportunity at home to see whether or not the call was correct. The ball goes up now. Is it coming down? You be the judge.
Tony Brown gets credit for his 8th point of the night. It's 24-13, Arkansas by 11. Razorbacks in the zone now. Milton Woodley into Vernon Smith, back to Roy Jones. Uncontested, beautiful play. Now watch the Aggies press. Brown breaks it to Hastings. 24-15. That was a beautiful pass from Vernon Smith to Roy Jones a moment ago to give the Aggies that bucket. 4:45 to play in the first half. U.S. Reed. Mike Young with a rebound. Aggies simply giving the Razorbacks the second and third shots. Keith Peterson. That is very untypical of a Texas A&M team to let the other team go to the offensive boards that strongly.
Peterson now averaging 8 points a game, 5 rebounds per outing, has done well in this contest, both defensively and on the board.
Milton Woodley. Vernon Smith, his second bucket of the night. Aggies warming to the task a little bit now, 26-17. And Reggie Roberts comes back to the ballgame for Texas A&M, replacing Milton Woodley.
For A&M to be able to get back into this contest completely, they've got to get the shots from Vernon Smith. He leads the team in scoring with a 14-point average, and he's got that soft touch from outside and can hit from inside as well. They need to get him the ball because Ren Wright right now having to play a bit tentatively because of the 2 fouls.
Darrell Walker, number 20, back in the lineup for the Arkansas Razorbacks as Tony Brown sits down against the Aggie full-court man-to-man press. This is Tony Brown out of Westgard Junior College, originally from Chicago, Illinois. Tony steals a glance at Eddie Sutton. He rolls up a couple of palms toward him to settle down. All right, let's see what Arkansas does defensively this time. 4 minutes to play in the half, 26-17. Arkansas by 9. It's a man-to-man again. Roberts to Vernon Smith. Reggie Roberts ducking inside nicely, but not a good percentage shot, but Roberts got it back. His first 2 points of the night. Roberts averaging 9.5 points per game. A freshman from McKinney, Texas, has run a 9.800, as I mentioned a moment ago, and you saw there his super quickness. Aggies with the zone press. Arkansas breaks it. 3:25 to play. 26-19. Arkansas up by 7. Darrell Walker all the way to the hole, but blocked by Vernon Smith. Foul is called. No foul. I'm sorry. Vernon got a clean block. Razorbacks up by 7 now. Texas A&M could cut the lead down to 5 with a basket here. 3:08 to go. Vernon Smith has been shackled by Scott Hastings. Reggie Roberts from 24 feet. The freshman from McKinney, Texas has 4 points, and the Aggies are within 5 with 3 minutes to play at 26-21. We may have a timeout. We do. So we've got exactly 3 minutes to play in the first half of the ball game, and it's heating up a little bit as Texas A&M has come back. It's 26-21 Arkansas. We'll have more Southwest Conference basketball from College Station, Texas, right after these messages.
Now take this crustacean. Class.
Long John Silver's.
Class is knowing where value is. Class doesn't presume an adversarial relationship between taste and money. Class is knowing where to go for a terrific shrimp dinner the day before payday.
I know. Didn't I suggest Long John's?
Long John Silver's.
We only taste expensive.
We're not just a couple of animals who can only play football. We can be civilized, too.
Tennis is sophisticated, but you still got to be fast on your feet. So we still drink light beer from Miller. It's got a third less calories than the regular beer, and it's less filling.
And it really tastes great.
Now that we played singles, we're looking for a nice, friendly game of doubles.
Tennis, anyone?
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Be sure to join us for our next Southwest Conference basketball game on the Metro Sports Television Network. We will bring you the championship game of the postseason tournament from San Antonio on Saturday, March 7th at 8 o'clock Central Time. Who will it be? Well, no team in the Southwest Conference has ever finished below third and won that postseason tournament. Houston did that in 1978. Here are the Razorbacks, up by 5 now. 2:50 to go in the first half. This is U.S. Reed, guarded by Roy Brown. Keith Peterson, guarded by Ren Wright. Mike Young, guarded by Milton Woodley. Keith Peterson. Hastings, guarded by Vernon Smith. U.S. Reed, 26-21. Arkansas by 5. 2.5 minutes to play in the half. Here goes Hastings to the hook. Wouldn't go. Traveled with it. He traveled. Now the Aggies could cut the lead to 3.
At this point in the ballgame, Texas A&M is 10 of 20 from the floor. That's 50%. The Razorbacks, 12 of 25, 48% free throws. Only 2 free throws for Arkansas, 1 for Texas A&M. Rebounds, 12 for the Aggies, 10 for the Razorbacks.
Woodley shooting and missing. Vernon Smith and Ren Wright knocked the ball out of bounds off each other. Vernon and Ren battling each other for the rebound. Now let's see the Aggies with that full court man-to-man press again. It's brought them to within 5 with 2:08 remaining to play in the half. Arkansas in the season with a record of 18-6. Texas A&M 12-9. As early as back in preseason, the Sporting News called Texas A&M a possibility of number 2 in the nation. The Aggies won their first 7 games of the year, then went sour. But have come back to win their last 4. Here's Hastings losing the ball, but retrieved by Darrell Walker, who got on the end line. Well, the turnovers now beginning to plague the Arkansas Razorbacks.
You know, as we watch this ball game, it's a little difficult to believe that A&M is out rebounding the Razorbacks 12-10 at this point in the contest. The Razorbacks, though, getting those offensive boards.
Eddie Sutton getting the familiar chant from the Texas A&M student body, sit down, bus driver. That greets all head coaches who come in here and stand up. Vernon Smith wouldn't go, and U.S. Reed with a great save. What great body control by U.S. Reed. Darrell Walker. 1:29 to go. Razorbacks 26. They're going to go into the 5 game. Arkansas calls this the 5 game. Other teams call it their spread or their motion offense, but at Arkansas, it's the 5 game, meaning that all 5 players are involved in the offense. And one of them, Scott Hastings, went to the hook and was fouled by Reggie Roberts.
Well, as Frank mentioned, the 5 game, all 5 involved in the offense. If somebody gets open, as Scott Hastings did, you go for the basket, as Hastings did, but Reggie Roberts got in his way, putting Hastings at the line. He's a good free throw shooter, 71%. Has hit 94 of 131 during the 1980-81 campaign.
Hastings has now hit 3 in a row at the line tonight. He has 9 points to lead all scorers, and Arkansas is up 27-21. Scott, a 6'10", 225-pound junior 2-letter man from Independence, Kansas. In high school was as noted for his tennis playing ability as his basketball ability, and also was a football player. Hastings has 10 points, and the Razorbacks lead by 6 again, 27-21, with 1:09 to play in the half. This is Milton Woodley. Vernon Smith. Good move by Vernon. Got it on Hastings. 3 baskets now for Vernon Smith, who did not get his first until we were about 13 minutes into the game.
Smith had 24 points and 7 rebounds in the Aggies' last outing last Saturday against the Rice Owls. Led the team in scoring last year, is doing so again this season. 14 points a game on the average.
40 seconds left in the half. Arkansas 28, Texas A&M 23. Arkansas in their 5 game now. This is Darrell Brown stealing a glance at the clock. It shows him 30 seconds remaining. Hastings and Vernon Smith. Boy, what a matchup that's been tonight. Mike Young and Milton Woodley. 23 seconds left. U.S. Reed inside. Peterson. You got to believe they're going to want Hastings to take the shot. 14 seconds to go. 28-23 Arkansas. Here goes Darrell Walker with 9 seconds to go. Hastings. Wainwright with 3 seconds to go. Through at the length of the floor at the buzzer. And the Arkansas Razorbacks will take a 5-point, 28-23 lead in at intermission. At the end of the first half with the score, Arkansas 28, Texas A&M 23. We'll be back with halftime right after these messages.
It's knowing you depend on us. We're gonna solve your problems, yeah, we understand. It's knowing Avis tries so hard. We'll always be right there to lend a helping hand.
Yeah, Avis takes the worry out of renting cars, no matter where the road may wind. At Avis, you're leaving your worries behind.
If you're worried about rates, don't worry about Avis. In Texas, we're right on the money.
When it's time to relax, one beer stands clear. If you got the time, we've got the beer.
I've got this headache that just starts right back up.
Will you try extra strength Tylenol? You know, you can't buy a more potent pain reliever without a prescription.
I'm going to have some proof.
Look at the difference in the amounts of medicine in the leading pain relievers.
The extra strength Tylenol has more medicine. I would like to try it.
How's your headache?
It's gone. I feel wonderful. I wish I would have found out about extra strength Tylenol a long time ago.
Extra strength Tylenol, aspirin-free, and you can't buy a more potent pain reliever without a prescription.
Reaching your financial goal is never as simple as some people would have you believe. You have to know exactly where you're going and make the right decisions at the right time. At Merrill Lynch, it's our skill at guiding you through the intricacies of investing that makes us what we are. Merrill Lynch, a breed apart.
28-23 Arkansas is our halftime, and I apologize. Steve reminded me that I've been calling Darrell Walker Darrell Brown. Of course, it's Tony Brown and Darrell Walker. I may do it some more, Steve. The little brawl in the first half, I'm not sure how that affected the tempo of the play.
Well, of course, they were going back and forth, up and down the court very quickly. Both teams slowed down, of course, a little bit because of the fisticuffs, but I think they both came back strong, and we've seen good sportsmanship, and that is good, and we've seen a great game.
Individual scoring, Hastings leads Arkansas with 10. Tony Brown has 8 points. For Texas A&M, Wainwright has 6 and has 9, and Vernon Smith has 6. Halftime score again is 28-23 in favor of the Arkansas Razorbacks. We'll be back with more halftime right after these messages. Marvin Tate is, among other things, a member of the NCAA Executive Television Committee. He also is a mover and a shaker among a lot of things that go on in the Southwest Conference. Before the game, we had a chance to talk about 2 specific things that are coming up in the near future.
Marvin, once we get this wild and wacky season over with, the next big thing is the postseason classic in San Antonio. I know you've had something to do with the selection of the site.
Frank, I am on the tournament selection or site selection committee, and it's been a hard decision. Of course, we're looking forward to the tournament this year. We hope the Aggies are there. It's in San Antonio on March 5th, 6th, and 7th. Then the following year in '82 and '83, we're going to take the tournament to Dallas. to the Reunion Arena. It's a great facility, too, and in a great town, and I'm sure we'll have a great participation by the people in Dallas for that tournament.
Marvin, tomorrow is a very significant day for football coaches all over the Southwest Conference.
Well, that's National Signing Day. You know, we separate the men from the boys, I guess, there. Last week, as you know, Frank, we had the Southwest Conference pre-enrollment application signing date, and tomorrow is National Signing Day. We've been fortunate to attract some fine student athletes to Texas A&M University, and we're looking forward to signing them to our national letter tomorrow. And I hope, of course, that not only does A&M do well, I hope the whole conference does well.
And Marvin, the beautiful thing about it is tomorrow's the last day you have those 2 signing dates.
I know Tom Wilson and his staff done a great job, and they're tired, and I know coaches all over the country are glad that day is here. That's V-Day for them.
That is a visit with Marvin Tate, the athletic director at Texas A&M University. 28-23 Arkansas. Halftime from College Station, Texas will continue after these messages. In his 18th year now as the head coach at Texas A&M, Shelby Metcalf now is trailing only Glenn Rose of Arkansas in the number of career Southwest Conference victories. Here is the Dean of Southwest Conference coaches as Steve visited with him before the game.
Shelby Metcalf, the second leading Southwest Conference coach as far as wins go. And coach, the Southwest Conference postseason tournament just about here again. Of course, obviously, you would be favoring the tournament this year simply because of the fact that A&M is in the second division. But you've always been in favor of the postseason classic.
Well, that's right. I liked it last year when we won the championship. If you don't have the postseason tournament, right now, there'd be 2 teams that'd still be interested, and the other 7 really wouldn't have anything to play for except pride. This way, we all have a chance to pick up at the end of the season, get to the tournament, and we have a chance to go to the NCAA playoffs. And getting out of town is what it's all about.
And, Coach, are you in favor of the team that wins the regular season championship drawing a bye to the finals of the postseason tournament?
Well, what they've got now, really, one year we won it and we drew a bye to the finals, and you're kind of flat. That's really not fair. I like it the way they have it now. The first 2 teams get a bye to the semifinals, and the third-place team gets a bye to the quarterfinals. I think that's fair, and it gives you a chance, and I think that makes for a better game in the finals.
Comments of Shelby Metcalf, head coach at Texas A&M.
When in Los Angeles, accommodations are provided by the Los Angeles Bonaventure, center of the new downtown. The Los Angeles Bonaventure, a Western International hotel.
To Subaru, an economy car is only economical if it stands up year after year. Spending less at the pump is no bargain if you start spending more at the garage. And a study at Subaru Owners Road and Track magazine said, quote, one of the most trouble-free cars we've surveyed. That makes Subaru the economy car it pays to hold on to, year after year after year.
See your local Subaru dealer.
Hello, I'm Bobby Douglas for Sport Check. Did you know that over 1/3 of the retail business in America is done through franchise organizations? Think for a minute of how many you and your family support. How often do you go to a McDonald's, shop at a 7-Eleven, stay at a Holiday Inn? These are all very successful franchises, and owning a franchise can be a real money-making opportunity if you have the ambition to make it work. Now there's a franchise you can be a part of in the sporting goods industry, and you don't need any previous experience. If you like sports and have the energy and determination to be successful, Sport Shack will supply the rest, and is even anxious to help you locate proper financing. If you're interested in a career in sports and being your own boss, then write this number down and call Sport Shack toll-free 800-621-0660. That's 800-621-0660. Don't let this opportunity pass.
When I was coaching, I was the boss. I used to